Oh, geez. Forgot to unmute my mic. Sorry about that, guys. Basically, welcome to Starladder Season 9, day number 31 of Europe. Ay. Haven't used this setup in a few days. But long story short, today is a very important day for European Dota action. This match, Navi versus the Retry, and our final match of the day, Empire versus Roxkiss. Those two matches together decide the playoff picture. I'll go into the scenarios in a little more detail, but while I'm doing that, I will show you all the drafts since I screwed up on my mic, and now the draft is well underway. So with that being said, here we go. Starladder Europe. Navi on the dire side, so they should be on the left. Yes, I got it. All right. Now I finally learned the overlay system, now that the season is over. But yeah, to make a long story short, Empire, they're guaranteed top 2 finish no matter what. Even with the loss here, they're still, well, maybe could tie for first, second, third, but wouldn't matter. They're guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Navi, a win here versus the Retry ensures that they will move comfortably on into the playoffs as a top 2, top 3 seed. And if Navi lose this match, then things get a little more interesting. Should Navi fall to PGG and his band of brothers? Seems like a stretch, I know, but hear me out. If they lose this match, then Navi will be 11-4, which, as the draft is getting a little bit underway, they've got Lycan, so chances of losing drop below that 40% mark automatically, like in a good hero. But yeah, then they are 11-4. Roxkiss, if they lose to Empire, could also be 11-4. And then we've got ourselves a 4-way tie for 3 berths to Kiev. I don't know what Starladder does in that scenario. If Navi win this match, then at most we can have a 3-way tie if, say, Roxkiss lose. And then that's the scenario. If you're an Alliance fan, you want to root for Navi to win this match and then Roxkiss to lose their match. And then there would be a 3-way tie. All teams are 1-1 versus each other. That's Roxkiss, Alliance, and Cloud9. And then we would have a tiebreak. As for the 4-way tie, I'm not sure exactly how it would work because there are 2 teams in that group of 4 that are 2-1 versus the others, and 2 teams that are 1-2. And then you have the head-to-head match between the 1 and 2 teams. So in theory, you could decide it without actually going to tiebreakers. But I imagine they'll do some sort of playoff if it comes to that, at least between the 1 and 2 teams. But yeah, with that being said, draft is well underway. It's Navi versus the Retry. It seems like a foregone conclusion. Navi on the dire side had the first pick, the Retry on the Radiant. But never doubt PGG, my friends. Never doubt PGG. Yeah, microphone issues, audio issues should be fixed. Do apologize for not having my coffee yet. I was in a bit of a rush here today. Just got back from the gym, actually. You'll be glad to know. So, yeah, Lycan first pick. Centaur, Shadow Shaman the reply. Lots of lockdown, good chain stun, and a pretty good lineup to chase the Lycanthrope. I also like how the Retry take the Shadow Shaman away from Navi, because when a team is running Lycan, you do not want them to be running other strong pushing supports with him. And Shadow Shaman, I think, indisputably the strongest. The Retry also ban out the Venomancer. A counter-pushing support and a pushing support, so strong in both fronts. But Navi, they'll happily just go ahead and take the Ancient Apparition here. That probably going to Puppy, and then the Kuroki Rubik. So, very classic Navi heroes. Android P will get his hands on his Chen here for the Retry, and now they move in to a PGG Nature's Prophet. Last time we saw the PGG Nature's Prophet, it was more of an ROTK at his worst Nature's Prophet, teleporting into 4 or 5 heroes, dying quite a bit, and not PGG's finest moment. So let's see if he can step it up here. He'll have to bring his A-game. Navi, I imagine, knowing that a win here just guarantees them a very comfortable road to Kiev, a top 2, top 3 finish, will not be messing around. Well, with that being said, Navi, they'll work on their 4th pick here. They still need Dendi solo mid. I think Puck would have been the go-to, but that was banned. They'll instead go for the Batrider, probably the offlaner for Funnick, and that does still leave the Dendi hero up for debate. No Ember, no Invoker, no Puck. 3 Dendi heroes banned through the first 2 phases. Obviously, another Dendi ban likely to be coming now. And in terms of what's left for him, let's see, what do we have here? Dota 2 heroes. Volvo, please add a feature for this. There's Storm.
Reserve time.
I feel like they may want a little bit more of a tempo controller here as the main thing, but I guess Storm's an okay option. Dragon Knight's out there. Not something Dendi is known for playing, but when push comes to shove, if Puppy says you're playing Dragon Knight, Dendi's playing Dragon Knight. So, what else is there? There's Windrunner. Always kind of in the back of your head. It's a hero that Navi can turn to for him, but yeah, outside of that, there's not a lot of obvious candidates here. They want something that can slow down the push. So Windrunner would probably be a decent candidate.
10 seconds remaining.
if they think they can get away with the Tinker, that's always an option, but again, just not something Dendy's been playing much of lately. Even a Magnus would honestly not be terrible here. The Retry are not good. They have not picked up their mid yet, so they could look to counterpick. Or no, sorry, they pick first. So Navi can counterpick the enemy mid, whatever that's going to be. Unless the Retry want to run like a Shadow Shaman mid, but they'll go for the Slark here, so it does make the lanes a little interesting now. What are we going to see just a quad-core lineup here from the Retry? Jungle, how are they going to lane this? So they could run just like a solo mid Nature's Prophet, offlane Centaur, safe lane Slark, and Shadow Shaman and Chen as the 2 supports. That's like the slightly unusual choice just because of the Nature's Prophet mid, but still fairly stable. The other option is to run the Prophet and the Chen both in the jungle, which, well, Navi are going to be probably looking to ward the enemy woods fairly early on and contest those pulls with the Bat Rider. At which point, then you'd run like your Shadow Shaman mid and your Slark safe lane, but yeah, I don't know. That seems really greedy. It puts the Chen and the Prophet, 2 heroes that need their levels in farm, into support roles, so I think we'll probably just see this Nature's Prophet mid. Or maybe even the Slark mid and the Nature's Prophet safe lane, something like that. They could also run the Centaur safe lane, and then Slark mid and Nature's Prophet off lane, but it is a little bit of a curious draft for the Retry. No clear hard carry, no obvious late game. They've got some heroes that scale reasonably well. Navi now working on what I expect should be Dendy's hero. In terms of solo mids, there's not a whole lot left. Yeah, Storm's out there, but Storm, not the best. Yeah, he might be okay. The Retry don't have that much lockdown, mainly just the Shadow Shaman Hex, but I feel Navi wants something that counter pushes better, and that's where a hero like Windrunner, potentially Tinker, comes into play. Because, I mean, it's a Chen Nature's Prophet Shadow Shaman. They're gonna push. Unless they're feeding. And that is what Navi will be banking on. Lots of feeds. Yeah, someone in the chat also mentioned Shadow Fiend. That's a possibility as well. The only issue is that he needs quite a bit of farm, and the Retry will be looking to fight early. Ideally before Dendy has BKB. Probably around like the 6 to 8 minute mark, they'll be pushing constantly. Around the 10-minute mark, they should have the Shadow Shaman wards up, and that's where Navi might not be ready to fight just yet. Already running Lycan, already running greedier supports in Ancient Apparition and Rubik, so that's where more of a tempo controller would be the kind of safe choice here. And Navi controlling their own fate. A win here, guaranteed trip to Kiev, right to defend their title. I think they're 6-time Starladder champions at this point. Or is it 7? They will go Shadow Fiend. All right. Chat's on to something today. Twitch chat. Twitch plays Dota 2. Here we go. Let's see how you guys do. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for that. The computer I was streaming on died in the middle of the broadcast, right as the game loaded. But with that being said, we are into the game now. First Blood has already come out, as have 1,000,000,001 kills. And score now 3-2. I was not watching the game as I was moving around, so I can't really catch you up. I do apologize for the technical issues, but we'll try and get our bearings now. So, looks like the Retry currently have evened up the score, did a little bit behind in terms of gold, but I'm guessing Navi got the first blood based on that. Havos free farming on his safe lane Lycanthrope already has a Vlad's and a Chainmail out, so 42-1 having a fantastic start, but PGG, wow, level 5 support at 6 minutes. He has been boss mode. Well, normally PGG been playing more of the offlane role for this team, but they're going to dive Puppy middle lane. Unfortunately, PGG will throw his life away, but he secures the kill there first on Puppy before going down, so well played by him. Do let me know if there's any audio issues. I have not had a chance to test the setup whatsoever, as was not planning on using it today. But hopefully it's working fine, and if it's not, the mods can go ahead and let me know, and I will be sure to fix any issues. But already your Bat Blink Dagger also coming out. Is it really only 6.5 minutes in? That is a really fast blink. So Havos free farming, Funnick free farming, Dendy free farming. All their cores are getting a lot of gold, and that's why you see Navi, even though they are trailing in terms of kills, they still are in fantastic shape overall. The one concern is these supports being rather low level. Middle lane, though, there's been a Centaur ult. The initiation's there. PGG going deep for this kill, and will secure it with the Ether Shock pup. It's Dendi who goes down. An important hero to kill off, but PGG, well, that's 2 times in a row. Gets the kill. He gets the kill first as well, but will throw away his own life in the process. And suddenly, Funnick bleeps in with the vacuum lasso from long range. Will manage to clean up ZXC. The Nature's Prophet. So score now 5-5. Navi strike back. They reveal the Blink Dagger, but well worth it. Let's see if we can log out of Steam Friends here and get situated. And let me just double check my in-game audio. Yep, looks like we are broadcasting, so hopefully that's not a problem. Meanwhile, Navi, they're going to go for a very early Roche attempt here. And looks like they shouldn't be contested. The Retry either dead or just not in position to do so. And Navi, not defending the bottom lane when the creeps are here. This should be a little bit suspicious for their opponents. Let's see if the Retry pick up on it, but so far, doesn't seem like they are. The Prophet is going to TP in mid. By the time he looks to summon Trance, it will be too late. So just a well-timed Roche attempt here from Navi. And they'll secure it 8 minutes in. They get themselves an Aegis. Havost suddenly has his medallion up. His Vlad's up as well. And another 1,000 gold on top of it. So we'll look to see the Necrobook come out next. Well, going back to the draft, before the game crashed, my overall feeling was that Navi's draft was a little bit greedy with the Shadow Fiend, but at the same time, you look at the Retry, and if they didn't get a lot done in the first, like, 10 to 20 minutes, they're going to be in trouble. So they still have a strong window here to make plays happen, but PGG, he'll look to make a play here on Dendi. He shackles him up, drops the wards, perfect ward trap, perfect GG from PGG. Oh, it's easy for PGG here. Secures the kill on Dendi, and the ward's in range of tower, too. This is some filthy Shadow Shaman play. But PGG, he will get lifted, tossed back towards the tower, turns around, Ether Shock on Kuro, almost gets the kill, can't quite do it. They even Hand of God for this now, something stolen, it's the Ether Shock, Kuro throws it back the other way. Oh, PGG making all the plays though. Solo killing Dendi, almost taking on the tower. In fact, this tower may get into deny range. No, not quite. They'll clean up the wards here. I do want to double check with my mods real quick. Make sure everything's okay. If there are any issues, mods, please let me know, but otherwise I'll assume everything's fine now. So, Navi are farming quite well on these cores for the most part. The CS is good, but Dendi, now it's got to be, oh, it's 4 deaths to his name. He's really racking them up. But the concern is this ticking time bomb of a Lycan. Sure, you've shut down the Shadow Fiend, but the Lycan, the Havost problem has not been addressed, and he will become a problem soon enough. Already up to 6k net worth. The Necrobook one, not too far off. Already has the Staff of Wizardry. Recipe gold almost ready. And from there, is just going to need the Belt of Giant Strength. So I'm not so confident for the retry. They've only taken 1 tower thus far with a Chen, Prophet, Shadow Shaman lineup. It's not a bad start, but this is where over the next 5 to 8 minutes, they need to keep the pressure up, start rolling up these tier 1s, take the tier 1 top, drop some aggressive wards. But as you go towards the mid game, they need a Blink Dagger on PGG. I just don't see another way for them to gank this Lycan when he split pushes. Aside from him, there's just not the best initiation. Nexus has found Funnick though. He'll leap in, latches with the pounce. Shadowblade damage not enough to get the kill. Nichep Bushnell comes in, will connect, and then Funnick is gonna lasso back, reels him in. And Kuro there to zap him down. What a turn of events. Now the Midas comes out for Dendi. The tower falls bottom for Havost, and all in all, Navi are giving up towers, but they're trading fairly effectively. They're getting kills, they're getting a lot of farm, they're going for greedy items, and they're taking towers elsewhere on the map, at least in this case. So, overall, Navi making pretty good trades, and if it does go towards the late game, you really got to worry for the retry. Their hard carry is, I mean, arguably a Slark or a Prophet. Slark is not going to outcarry a Lycan Shadow Fiend, especially with the backup that he's got. But mid lane, the Centaur ult's been deployed, and PGG starts charging in. Goes on to Dendi, gets him with the shackles after the Hex, and now Dendi's just going to turn around, tasered once again. PGG is a hard-on for shutting Dendi down this game, does he not? My goodness. What a hater. Well, it's working. Can't argue with the results. Now Puppy caught out by the Shadowblade, hoping next on the list as Nexus brings him down, and Havost now must turn tail and run. But he's been sprouted. He'll Quelling Blade his way through the tree. Still has the Aegis. Not a hero that the retry want to overcommit against. They also don't have the Shadow Shaman wards, and without those wards, I feel it will be hard for them to push, no matter how good everything else looks. And still Havost has not died, sitting on 100 CS at 12 minutes into the game. That is over 8 CS submitted. Granted, some of them are jungle creeps, but it's basically perfect farm if you just consider a hero just sitting in the lane. And on top of that, he took the Roshan, so he hasn't been spending all his time farming. He's taking towers now as well. He'll last hit it too. They tried to deny it with the Chen creep, but that ain't gonna happen. Now, the retry, just giving more and more space. Necro 2's up. This is gonna be like a 13, 14-minute Necro 3. I wonder if my game timer is messed up, because this just feels ridiculously fast. I guess he's basically at free farm, though. I don't know. This reconnect has me a little bit confuzzled, guys, but seems like everything is in good stead so far. And Na'Vi, after taking the tier 1 mid, look at the just minefield of wards they've laid down. All kinds of aggressive wards in the lane, in the woods. They've got all sorts of vision. And now, Android P, the first one of the smoke kick, will be revealed out. And they're just going to go in. Remember, they've got the Aegis here. They do pop the Lycan ult before the Aegis is dispelled. And now Funnick, on the far side of the trees, gets sapped up by PGG. They thought they could fight this one, but they may well be wrong. Not sure if they can actually take the engagement. Round 2 commence. Now they've caught out Havos. He'll die a second time. 2 deaths, crucial deaths here for Na'Vi. And if you're an Alliance fan, this is the result you're rooting for, is for Na'Vi to take this game, and then Empire to go ahead and beat Rock's Kiss. At which point, we would have a 3-way tie for 4th place. You'd have Alliance, Rock's Kiss, as well as Cloud9, all duking it out for that final slot. And we'd have to go to tiebreakers, guys. On the move is Nexus once again, shadowblading through the jungle and hunting for a pickoff. Won't find one yet, but Dendi has spotted him out here. Oh, actually, I don't think he had the vision around the tree line. Yeah, they have the sentry there, but he did not actually have the vision around the tree line with his hero. Nonetheless, he'll TP out. Right place, right time. Meanwhile, bottom lane, ZXC. HF Rochdalt's gonna connect him. Oh boy, he's in trouble. He'll pop the phase boots, but just a simple flame break should be his undoing here. And, well, indeed it will. Funnick brings him down with ease. And the retry. What's been stolen here? Oh boy. Oh boy. Karoki's now going to have an army to call his own. Prepare for 3 Chen creeps on the top of the Lycan. And then you throw in the Howl damage, and it just gets filthy. They've got a Chen Lycan, and they also have the power of the Rubik as well. Na'Vi, this is going to be a strong push, but this is not a good way for it to push if Havos gets caught out like this. They'll finally wrangle him down. He's not dead just yet, but the Slark manages to finish him off with those last few ticks of the Dark Pack. Now leaping forward is the Batrider, hunting for a kill, does bring down the Shadow Shaman. On the flip side of the fight, Kuro falls. 2 for 2 thus far. But another death for Havost, and Dendi just saying, you know what, guys? This one's on you. I'm gonna farm. Need to play a little catch-up Dota here. Now blink in, lasso onto Android P. The Wolves cleaning up. Nexus also brings down the HF Russian Puppy. Nice again. Puppy 2 and 4, and on the run is Funnick. He'll pop a defensive smoke just to retreat out quicker. While Dendi just continues to avoid the fight. It looks like Funnick will just head all the way to the top lane. Maybe even creep skip here. No, he realizes they've stopped the pursuit. Now he'll go back mid. Lasso, pulling down for 45 seconds. And meanwhile, mid lane, the Treant army is here. The Necro 2 popped as well, and a slow and steady push will commence. But so far, things looking okay. Oh, they're going to find ZXC on the way out. HF Rochdalt comes through. It will be on the mark, along with a frame bag. ZXC in all kinds of trouble. But not dead yet. The Wolves chasing. Galloping forward. Meanwhile, bottom lane. This might be the bigger kill if Dendi gets caught out. Oh, the Slark does find the Rubik mid lane. Kuroki was trying to help a buddy, but Dendi will fall. Pops to PGG. Another solo kill on Dendi. PGG is tearing Dendi a new one. Meanwhile, Funnick also on the run. But yeah, while that was happening, the Rubik did go down mid to the Slark. Not the biggest kill. Dendi dying, definitely the more important trade there. But another kill to go in the way of the retry. They just keep on making plays. You know, everyone looked at this match and it's like, oh, the retry, they're pushovers for Na'Vi. They're 2 and 12. PGG, he's a joke. PGG is not a joke. Who cares if he's got 2 stand-ins? PGG plus 4 are making the plays so far. And it does occur to me that I have not actually shown my overlays today. Oh, mid lane. Havos will get caught out. Centaur initiation, and we'll go down yet again. Now the HF Rochdalt coming in. Nexus dropping to the Wolves. Dropping to the Wolves. Not dead yet, though. The Hand of God keeps him alive. Another death for the Lycan. Na'Vi, I wouldn't say crumbling, but definitely not playing as good as they need to. The retry might almost have critical mass. Necro 3 should be coming very soon. The Chen's got his army. He's got the mech online. PGG has level 2 wards. Blink's online. They have pretty much everything that they need to push into this base. If Na'Vi lose 1 or 2 more bad engagements, and they don't have buybacks, that could be the first lane of Rax. And once that first lane of Rax falls, the game gets much harder for the retry. Or for Na'Vi, sorry. Well, with that being said, they'll look to back off here in ZXC. We'll just start farming the Ancients. As much as Na'Vi are giving up a lot of kills, as much as the gold and experience lead is equalizing, you got to remember they're running a Shadow Fiend with the Midas, and they are running a Lycan as well. And if this just turns into a farm war, which so far, TR have done a good job of limiting Na'Vi's farm, they have not fully shut it down. Havo's still at 123 CS, Dendy at 120. If they make one mistake, then Na'Vi not only get time to farm, they get the next Roshan, which is in fact back up. They may just take it anyway. The retry don't want to let them. Oh, they actually see this. They've got an Observer Ward, and they're going to look to jump straight across the cliff. Havos now caught out. PGG and Paradise connect. They'll find the kill here on Havos. However, PGG probably going to go down. The wards are protecting him. Gets sapped by Kuro. Inchempershul comes in, does connect on Paradise as well as Nexus. Now Paradise will fall. Now ZXC. Oh, it's a bit of an ROTK TP. Straight over the top. Right into Dendy. Cleaned up by Kuro. And some big kills the way of Na'Vi. That's 3 kills. That's going to be the Roshan, and that is the kind of fight that the retry simply could not afford to give up. Oh, how the tides have turned. Android people will just continue to farm in the woods, and Na'Vi are actually not going for the Roshan. I guess without the Lycan, they feel it's just going to be a very slow attempt. And Kuro did die early, does not have the Holy Persuasion anymore. Yeah, they don't really have anyone to tank, so I guess the death of the Lycan means they don't get this Rosh. They'll try and go for it now. Necro 3's up. The Wolves are summoned. He's got Hal. Will TR still look to contest? They don't have their Shadow Shaman wards. The Nature's Prophet about to cool down. The Alpha Wolf will scout things out, and it'll see the real Wolf already in the pit, taking the Rosh rather quickly. Unstoppable. Funnick does go down middle lane. Nexus picks him off, but the Aegis has fallen. Na'Vi clean that up. If that's the trade, it's a good trade for them. However, the fight's not done just yet. Centaur jumps in. Paradise with a huge 2-hero stop. Double edge follow-up. Na'Vi are just crumbling. Kuro's going to die here. He explodes in a cloud of red cross things. Whatever you want to call them. Havos now retreating out. He does survive with the Aegis so far. But PGG says no. No escape for you, Havos. The long-range shackles. They're there. The pounce coming soon. Will he get it? He's got to connect on this pounce. Oh, Nexus misses. And Havos will make it out to freedom. But the wards are online. And Na'Vi are in grave danger of losing Rax here. This is the kind of game that you look at the schedule and you're just like, it's a win. It's an easy win for Na'Vi. They'll be top 2, top 3. It's not so easy after all. They'll push through the base here. The first lane of Rax is in jeopardy. Na'Vi will have one chance to defend this. The ward's unaffected by the Nature Personal. Standing strong. Transfer here. Also pretty healthy. The tower's fallen. Focus the wards on the range Rax. That should be the objective here. That one won't regen. They'll do as much damage as they can. But Wolves come in. And now it's Funnick who's caught up PGG. Slightly overstayed his welcome. The team was like, PGG, what you doing, bro? They're already back. So they cut their losses. They take the tier 3. The range Rax nearly falling in the process.
As if I wasn't slippery enough already.
Orchid's out now for Nexus as well. Pretty good item this game. Shadow Fiend does a BKB. Lycan is a great hero to get Orchid against at this stage of the game because he's not gone BKB yet. And if you just silence him before he gets off his ult, he's quite a, well, not a useless hero, but not nearly as scary. And you can actually chase him, focus him down. Meanwhile, though, Puppy's rotated mid or top. He'll drop an Observer Ward here in the lane. Has not seen anyone just yet. Well, the Orchid comes out, and this is definitely more of your like mid-game Slark build. Going Shadowblade, going Orchid. Shadowblade, a pretty good mid to late game item, but particularly getting the Orchid instead of something like an Abyssal Blade, potentially even an Iascati. Something that lets you go toe-to-toe better with the Lycan is very tough, but Havos, Force Staff down to the river by Funnick. They're trying to just split push here, stall the game out, use that Aegis to their advantage, and the retry want to punish it. Will they find anyone? Kuro? Not able to quite get in range of Nexus, but Funnick just being a total pest on the sidelines here. Flame breaking around, trolling around in the trees and the cliffs. Now he'll back off. Looks like Dendy has a gem given to him by Puppy. Interesting candidate to be carrying the gem. you could definitely argue that the better choice is Funnick. I guess maybe the thinking here is just that if the Slark is coming at you, then it means probably the Shadow Shaman's there, and just be able to BKB TP out before he Blink Hexes you. But I'd rather see, generally you'd rather see the Batrider have it, just so he can D-ward easier. But for now, Dendi, probably going to group up with his team soon. And we'll see what Na'Vi can do. The Aegis still online, but the Retry seemingly having the stronger lineup, at least for now. 23 minutes in, gold and experience dead even, but just the pace and the momentum all in favor of the Retry. They found Funnick here. The leap's off the mark by Nexus. Oh, you thought he had it. It really looked like the angle was right, but it was just off the mark.
Dire's top tower is
Meanwhile,
under
ZXC
attack.
is hunting Puppy. Looks like he lost the scent. A lot of pings coming out, but no commitment just yet. ZXC will pop his ultimate and just power through this top lane. The bounces ending before they actually get to heroes, though. They don't really hit pay dirt. And well, maybe the Retry try to transition into more of a late game strategy here. But going for things like early Necro books, your Orchid on Slark, not really the best itemization path to take it late. Even something like a Blade Mail on the Centaur. If you really want to take it late, you would much rather see something like a Shiva's Guard, potentially an Assault Cuirass after, like, say, a Vitality Booster. But the BKB, I imagine, will be Havos's next choice. And if he does get it... No, it doesn't have any gold, really. Just the Mithril Hammer.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, once he gets that, your Blade Mail
attack.
not going to be effective in the slightest against either of the carries, which
Dire's bottom
becomes a
tower
concern,
is under
because they're the
attack.
two damage dealers for this
Pull
team.
roots and run.
Funnick, he's picked up a Yule Scepter, Gem
Radiant's top
online.
tower has been denied.
Looks like Dendi did pass it off to Funnick in the end, so just the temporary caretaker may have gotten
Dire's
it back in one of
bottom
those
tower
crazy
is
fights
under
earlier.
attack.
Honestly, didn't see. Not sure if they had just bought it or if they'd had it for some time, but either way, Na'Vi have the Aegis for another minute, and you'd imagine this, if they're going to look to fight in the next 5-10 minutes, this will be the time to do it. But I don't think they're in any hurry. As long as Dendi keeps on farming, as long as Havost is not dying too much, Na'Vi will go into the late game with the true dual core lineup, the true dual hard carries, and just even the stronger late game supports, I would argue. The Ancient Apparition Rubik versus the Chen, who falls off quite a bit, and Shadow Shaman, who can be decent late game with the Blink Hex, but the wards normally just become food for a hero like Shadow Fiend later on. Or the Lycan, for that matter. Well, we settled into a more patient rhythm as Na'Vi continue farming their Ancients. They might get caught out here in the jungle, but Funnick has a gem. Unfortunately, PGG's quick on the trigger. There's a blink, and then he actually does manage to catch Funnick. Even the Centaur's at his side for this one. Chen throwing out the Chest of Fate there as well. They even drop the Centaur. They secure the kill. And the key thing there is that they take away Navi's gem. So gem is gone. The Retry have it now, which means Na'Vi will not see the Slark's movements around the map. The Retry can also look to do some D-warding. They'll clear up the high ground.
Dire's
And now this tier 2 should be theirs. Na'Vi not going to defend outside their own base. They want to have 5 for this defense. And they particularly want to have the Bat.
Dire's
He's the
top
hero that'll
tower
initiate
has
for them.
fallen.
Aside from the Batrider, I mean, I guess they've got Croaky with Blink Lift, but you'd rather have him sitting back waiting to steal some big spells. Down the middle lane they go. Nexus in the front lines. No BKB yet. As mentioned before, Rax are exposed. Buybacks aplenty. Almost all for the Retry. Dendi, the only one holding one for Na'Vi. And already, they've lost one Rax. This could well be 2. This could easily be the mid lane of Rax entirely falling down. They'll glyph. They'll try and hang on. They have stolen the Mass Serpent Wards, though. PGG gives away a big one. And now Na'Vi will be looking to fight. They've got their own Serpent Wards, and PGG about to be caught. Well, just drop the Hex. Now he gets sent back by Android P. Maybe they just lose Android P. Oh, but he's the gem carrier. That's a big loss. Centaur gets popped, and Nexus, he runs in. He gets about this far, and he's like, I'm getting out of here. He'll just retreat now. That reminded me of like one of those moments in a cartoon when you've got one character chasing another, they run into the next room, and there's like some sort of awful like enemy or contraption waiting there. And then the chase music changes and goes backwards, and they run away. That was a little Benny Hill-esque moment. Zixi, Scythe of Ice now online.
Pack of me.
The Retry still have great initiation, and for now their damage is sufficient. But Dendi hasn't been dying much lately. He died a lot early, 2 and 7, but I mean he's 2 and 7. I just want to point this out. He's 2 and 7. His net worth is virtually equal to that of the Nature's Prophet, who is 8, 4, and 7. That's how far ahead he is in terms of CS. 80 CS up on your Nature's Prophet. Sure, some of them are jungle creeps, but regardless, he's just very far ahead. And the Might is paying off. The multiple Roshans that Na'Vi have been able to secure. Sure, they had some bad fights there, but they still got the Aegis Gold, or the Rosh Gold, and they're in decent shape. And once he gets to that point of the game where he's got Satanic, Butterfly, Manta, can the Retry actually kill him? They've got double Hex. They do have a lot of lockdown. I just don't know if it's enough. Oh, and now they found Android P. Pulled him into the river. He'll be going down here. And Nexus once again watching his poor buddy die, but not willing to engage into that. And immediately the call is made. Zixi, he'll head towards top, and he'll look to just stall the game out. Don't fight for now. We need that Chen, they say, but Na'Vi say, fight now you shall. BKB's up on Havost, and down the middle lane, they barrel. And PGG's just looking for the backstab. This is pretty ballsy against the Batrider. Especially considering you look at this Radiant Vision, and he's got nothing. He sees a few of these heroes, he does not see the bat. That's an important hero not to see. In fact, he's pinning himself. Like, guys, we'll fight right here. I've dropped my Necro minions. Unfortunately, there's backup. PGG has managed to find Funnick. And Dendi a little bit slow on the auto attack there. Ran like right by him. Must have had his camera elsewhere. Alvos will also pop his ultimate, but in the end, PGG lives to fight. In fact, he's sticking around. Does have a TP scroll, but doesn't want to use it. And Roach number 3 is now online, 29 minutes in. Well, what do you know? It's a Lycan game. It is an early Roach game. Avost has been caught out in the woods. PGG sticking around that whole time. It pays off. It actually pays off, and they get the kill. Did not expect that to work out so well for PGG. Na'Vi probably looked at that and just assumed, oh, he TP'd out. He's not here anymore. And Havost does that buyback. I think if they can get here in time, this is worth a buyback to try and contest this Roach. This is Aegis. This is Cheese. And with Aegis and Cheese, they might just be able to take the base to the retry, but Nexus is the one who gets caught out. Enchant Brishnol's they're ticking him down. He's not quite dead yet, and Enchant Brishnol will expire. Still, the Roche attempt ongoing. Are they going to look for an Aegis steal? He's dropping quite low, but Firefly will fall soon. BKB comes from Denny. He jumps into the pit, brings down one. PGG. Next, the Aegis. Cheese still on the ground. Somebody grab him. Nobody can get to him. They're all trapped out. The wards are in everybody's way. The birds managed to deny, I believe, both the Aegis and the Cheese. The bird denied everything. The Android P creep, it looked like maybe it was a ward, but Aegis and Cheese both get denied. Wow. Nobody could get to them. The heroes in the pit were just absolutely flummoxed. Trapped in by wards over here. They had their own wards already in the pit. They were being hexed. They were just being lassoed and pushed around and trying to run, nowhere to go. So in the end, nobody gets a thing. Except Na'Vi get a lot of gold. Yeah, the Aegis did get denied. Didn't see who denied it. It was either the Chen creep, because the Wildkin was right here, or maybe it was one of the wards that was over here. Either way, Na'Vi, I think, coming out on top there, because Dendi, now the Butterfly online. More importantly, they had that death on Avos, and they still managed to defend the Roche. They also did not have to use a Lycan buyback, so now Avos is suddenly up to 2,700 gold. And you already see where this Na'Vi lineup gets scary. If they go to those late game fights with the dual core, it's very hard for the retry to win. Unless they can just blink Hex and burst down the Shadow Fiend, the Lycan, before they get off their BKBs. Once their BKBs are out, the retry just turn tail and run. They cannot contest that. Blink Tiger now out for Dendi's Shadow Fiend. 32 minutes in, score 23-20. It's been a reasonably balmy and bloody day so far. 43 kills in 32 minutes. Not quite the 2-for-1 pace. Fos walks into the pit now, and he's Just gonna sell something. Let's see what it is. Hyperstone. Going for the Assault Cuirass here. Good synergy with Dendi's minus armor. This team also has the Medallion on Havost, so
Dire's bottom tower.
their minus armor will start adding up. And I think what's scarier is their plus damage. They hit quite hard. Interesting to see Dendi go back for a Blink Dagger, though. It's where the retry just can't really do much to him once he BKBs. Like, in a lot of other games, you'd see a game where Shadow Fiend needs to get some survivability. It goes for the Manta or the Satanic. But Dendi, honestly, can just tank through the right clicks, especially with the Butterfly. And now he can go into Satanic, but I mean, Dendi loves his Blink Dagger. He probably would have gone for it anyway, but I think this game you can actually get away with it. Just because of the lack of physical damage. No MKB yet on Nexus. Slark, a hero that definitely can build one, but normally you don't build it until a bit later. You'd rather go for your Abyssal Blade first. And you'd rather just get something like an Eye of Scotty even for some extra just raw stats. But this could be a base trade here. Remember, it's only the range Rex that went down earlier. Melee Rex are fully healed up. Pipe gets deployed. But already, the Braxa are starting to fall top or mid lane as Havost pushes in. Cliff gets popped on the Dire side. Kuro just standing his ground, stalling the fight for now. There'll be a TP back. The lasso's there. They've caught up Paradise, who gets hexed instantly. Can't quite pull him back. Now the Centaur gets popped, and they just start chasing in. But in the middle of the fight, Dendi unwinds the Requiem, brings down one, finds another. Can't quite clean up Nexus, but they just can't stand against him. It's wards that were stolen by Kuro once again that are fighting the Radiant wards. And Dendi cleans them up. Now, like, leaping forward, looking for the pickoff here on PGG, who hexes one, but just gets right-clicked down. Dendi gets his revenge. And they didn't even fight with Havost. Havost was sitting mid that whole time, brains down the rack. So Na'Vi, they use a glyph, and that's it. And they had a Rubik buyback. They did lose the Rubik there. Radiant also bought back on the Nature's Prophet and didn't end up taking Rex in spite of it. So, end of the day, a big win for Na'Vi, who it seems like they made pull this one out. It's not been easy, though. They've had to work hard for it. Now there's the initiation mid. ZXC TPs in, gets the Hex off on Kuro. But Funny comes with the lasso, and Dendi just starts laying into him with the right clicks. Dem deeps.
Regeneration.
That's an opening to go down mid. There's no Nature's Prophet buyback. Remember, he just bought back for the previous fight, and Na'Vi... It was pretty chaotic, but someone should have called it in the midst of that. Havost also on the chase here, starts to push through the top lane. They already have the mid racks. They'll go for the tier 2 top, then they'll probably just go either for just the top racks and then into the throne, or top racks and then towards the bottom tier 2. Either way, they've got some time to do this. 50 seconds at the ready. And they'll retry at the hardest defense of their lives. 2-12, no chance to advance, but giving it everything they've got. They'll blink in, the stomp is there, but Havost even quicker on the trigger, gets off the BKB, and chomp, 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 the wolf. Huge chunks out of the little fish man. Down he'll fall. Slark will bite back, but Nexus, the damage has been done. Now, a lasso. Initiation on PGG. Dat initiation, so strong. Kuro sets up with a stolen Stampede. Never saw it coming. I mean, how are you supposed to stop that with Stampede and lasso? Almost impossible. Now AC completed. Havost won't even bother saving for buyback. And in leaps Paradise, but instantly Kuro lifts him up, tosses him back down, goes for the spell steal, re-steals the Centaur ultimate. And now, Flame Break will complete the kill. They'll bring down the Centaur. They start chasing on Android P, but really it's all about the Rex. And that's what Na'Vi are getting here. Nexus tried to chase, unable to do so. And they'll retreat. Will there be a TP cancel? There's no way to cancel TP for Nexus. But there is for ZXC. Lurches forward, finds Funnick on the backside. And does manage to bring him down. What a crazy, crazy game. What a game it's been. 26-25.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, you gotta love the retry. Sure, they've been the punching bag of the league when it comes to win-loss, but this is not the first time that they've had some really compelling and close back-and-forth games. Unfortunately, they just can't seem to find a way to seal the deal, and now it looks very difficult to foresee a comeback. One ranged Rex down for both teams, but the difference is Na'Vi is the second lane of Rex. The difference is also that Na'Vi have the better late game. Just the superior burst damage, carries that can't be countered because of their BKBs and TR's lack of proper lockdown for BKBs. It's going to be tough. I would put a number to Na'Vi's chances, or the retry's chances of coming back, but that would spoil the fun. Let's just say, if they do it, it's going to be amazing. PGG. Now walking through his own woods, he'll walk right into some big bad wolves. Quite an army of them, I must say. The 2 Lycan illusions, the 2 smaller wolves as well. But he's not alone. There's quite a few heroes marching through here. And Nexus in the front lines looking for the pickoff. Necro 3 gets deployed. They know Nexus is here. And instantly the Centaur comes out. And they just start chewing through Nexus. But Havos doesn't get off his BKB. Does get focused a bit. But they just can't deal with him. And suddenly a wild Dendi appears from the backside. Just chops through 3 of them. Looks for the 4th. And Na'Vi are just surging forward. Looking for this victory. A win here and they're in. And this is like a 95% over kind of situation at this stage. 2 lanes of Rex down. Just a Ranger X left top, which is virtually irrelevant against Lycan. He can shoot through that in a matter of seconds. This Wolf has some very well-honed canines. With a win here, Na'Vi punch their ticket to Kiev. They also guarantee themselves a top 3 finish.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think actually it might end up being a top 2, but if Rock's Kiss win, there will be 3 teams that are...
Radiant's top
or 2 teams that are 13-2, I believe, and 1 team that's 12-3 in Empire. I believe that's correct. You know what? No, they'd all be 12-3, and then it would come down to tiebreakers at that stage. Now ZXC gets caught out on the backside. Dendi will pick him off, bring him down with the help of Funnick here. Nice lasso, and Na'Vi will go for the juggler. This will be the win for Na'Vi. The wards get dropped. 1 final stand, but Havos just doesn't care. He doesn't give 2 hoots. Funnick leaps in. Centaur ult. The stolen Centaur ult by Kuroki just winning Na'Vi this game, honestly. It's had so many pickoffs. Dendi almost kills himself on a Necro 3, but they'll just start going for it. BKB gets popped, maybe a little bit early. Another blink in, another kill from Dendi. He will go to the double edge, pops! And Paradise brings him down. Now the throne. Na'Vi have done it. They're going to Kiev. DK, IG, Na'Vi, MVP Phoenix, EG, Empire. They've all secured their berths. 2 slots remain. Rock's Kiss, Alliance, and Cloud9 will duke it out for those final 2 positions. Those final 2 slots in Kiev. Guys, I'm LD Beyond the Summit. Thank you for joining me. I do apologize for the stream issues at the start of this game. Not sure what's going on. We'll see if that computer is fixed. If not, we'll stick with this one, the backup setup for the rest of the day. But either way, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If you enjoy my casting, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/LDDota. We'll take a quick break here, and we will return with more Dota 2 action. I'll let you know about the schedule after a quick break. I need to look it up. Thanks. Stay tuned.